Welcome back to My Hero Academia Anime Review, special number 18. This one I'm reviewing the 218th chapter of the manga, title Spoiler Hidden. Chapter starts off at the UA dorms, where you see, everybody running in, basically saying that, they're on winter break, so yeah. Though, of course, you have Otaku making her only. Yeah, she appears on this one page. Yeah, she appears in this one page, and she doesn't reappear for the rest of the chapter. You see her briefly here in the corner, and that's her only appearance in the chapter. We see Froppy laying on the couch. She's there. We see Deku, Ingenium, Popoff. Yeah, most of these characters just appear for this one panel. We see Deku, who appears in the bottom panel of the same page, and then after that, these characters are never seen again for the rest of the chapter. And then we cut over to a classroom where Bakudo and Shudo are passing their last day, are going through the last day of class for their hero license exam. Them along with 3 members of Class B. Actually, not Class B, from a different school. One of whom happens to be the woman who that woman from the League of Villains posed as. Yeah, I wonder if Deku's actually talked to her about what happened. Like, is she really like the same person who also was stalking him about the whole thing? Heck, she even appeared to him butt naked for like no reason at all. And then we see Orca. You see him remembering what happened during the actual event. And then we see another panel. I'm gonna close up here. Let's see if I can identify them. I see Dark Shadow. I see Earplug. I think I see Deku. Maybe, I can't really tell. Because the way the panel is set up, it seems like they're like so tiny. We hear her briefly, then we see a classroom. And we see a company entering the hero business named Degenerate. We see a few from the company, and we see the owner, who is very happy-go-lucky, like expects the good things in the future. And we see, I think this is supposed to be his assistant. He says something that he does. Of course, I talk about hero stuff, and this goes on for a good little while. And then, like, he says something he doesn't like. He doesn't like the fact he said it. Apologizes to him, and then he does something really kind of dumb. He wraps his arm around his assistant and then breaks his neck. One arm. Yep, breaks his arm. And apparently the guy has got no family. And as for why he did this, says, well, we reach an understanding. So, the reason why he killed him because he couldn't reach an understanding with him. Odd. And then you see crying. Says he never forget him. Probably will. And he walks to a secret meeting with this organization, which is dedicated to one thing: dismantling the League of Villains, who, by the way, have not made an appearance in the manga since the beginning of the internship arc. Yeah, that was their last known physical appearance, because League of Villains have not shown up since that arc. Yeah, they've remarkably been absent for a long period of time. Yep. Talking to this mysterious organization. Then we see some villains going on a rampage, and we see a couple heroes sitting in the car, looking at their hero licenses. It's like, and we see some villains like, the hallway get off these off someone else, leader. We're practically swim modes, and then they're basically blasted by fire and ice. And then All Might shows up. Yeah, All Might. He's like, you may be right, but you got your license 30 minutes ago. And then we see it's Bakudo and Shudo basically there to beat up all these villains. Interesting way to basically, And it's revealed at the end of the chapter, the name of the chapter's title, The Superpower Liberation. Yep. By far, a really damn good chapter. Yeah, it's an interesting little thing. It's a bit of a development. My only criticism for this chapter is the main character of the series is reduced to a two-panel cameo. A lot of characters from a lot of the regular characters in the series. Yeah, that's basically the way it's been for a little while now, where we have it to where the regular characters most of the time are just reduced to cameos. No idea why. I know that the writer is trying to develop some of these characters, but I don't know. Some of these characters not develop, but sometimes, like, let's say Froppy. She appears for a brief cameo, and that's it. Yeah, she also appeared in a cameo in the last chapter as well. I mean, why in the world is this character, who's my favorite female character in the series, reduced to basically cameos? It makes no sense at all. Oh, in case you wonder who my favorite male character is, it's Deku. Because he's awesome. And I love his story, it's fantastic. But it seems that, though, ever since the internship arc, he hasn't got much development. Yeah, his development has been basically minimal at best. I mean, he did get some development at the start of the previous arc. And, of course, he got some development, like, at the beginning of the previous arc, and a little bit toward the very end. But that's it. Yeah, that's the thing with Deku. He has not gotten much development because he is the one character who's got a boatload of development over the course of the entire series. If you want to think of another character who's got a good amount of development to them, I know Bakudo's got good development for him. I mean, almost every arc he's basically developed like crazy. As a matter of fact, he's one of the prominent characters in the My Hero Academia film. Shudo's got some development, also prominent character film. Crazy, who appears in this chapter for like one panel. She doesn't get any lines at all. She just shows at the beginning and she's never seen again in the chapter. I hope that eventually, that maybe this arc we might get a chance to see some more like I don't mind the whole hero versus villain fights. That's fine. Maybe we can eventually see like a backup feature where what Deku is up to with Taku, because I personally would love to see, like, because I'm sure Deku probably owes her big time for what happened during the joint training, the joint training. So here's my suggestion: what he probably should do: ask her on a date. Yeah, that's what he probably should do, is ask her on a date. I'm sure he probably planned it very well because he loves planning stuff. That's basically his thing. That could be a quick little like backup feature for this thing. Yeah, Otaku and Deku on a date. That would be interesting. Of course, he has to also, prior to going, he probably has to go repair his gauntlet, which got damaged during the previous arc, which unknown if he's got it fixed yet. I mean, it's only been like a couple chapters since the arc. I mean, yeah, the last chapter was simply put the epilogue to it, but the ending of the arc was actually 2 chapters back, and unknown if he's got it fixed yet. Because, like, the arm portion of, I think it's his, if I remember when it exploded, I think it was his right arm that basically did that. Yeah, the gauntlet's right arm, which exploded because of new development's quirk. As for if he's got it fixed yet, completely unknown if he has. I hope he does eventually get fixed. Maybe they can have a whole backup feature for that in the near future, but who the heck knows? I hope. Now, I'm glad the fact we actually have this particular thing get wrapped up, because this has been a loose end with Bakudo and Shudo being in this training class. This has been like this since the Hero License exam. Yeah, it's been like this for quite some time. Yeah, a long time. Like almost 100 chapters this has been going on with them being in this special class. And finally, this has concluded. Yeah, that's one thing I do praise with this chapter, is the fact that the writer just finally tied up a loose end that's been hanging for this series for quite some time. These two being training class. Yep. So yeah. I give this chapter roughly I'd say a 9.5 out of 10. This feels like the start of a new arc. That's what it feels like to me, because it feels like a start. As what the arc is going to be called, I don't know. If I would call it, if I would give this arc a name, I would say, like, it could be The Rise of Bakudo and Shudo. That might be an interesting name of a title. But who knows what the name of this title, this arc, is going to be, because this doesn't feel like a one-shot chapter. It just feels like the start or maybe a prelude to the next arc of the series, but who knows? As for the last arc being as long as it was, yeah, it started with chapter 193 and didn't wrap up to chapter 217. So this arc, the last arc went on for a good I think it was 18 chapters. Was it 18? No. It was actually a good 20, I think it was 25 chapters, which makes it probably the second longest arc of the whole series. Yeah, even the previous arc wasn't this long. No. I mean, it's usual length for basically how arcs are in the series, but as for this arc might last a little while, but the thing is, here's the weird thing about My Hero Academia that I think is kind of dumb. There's not much updates or at least much news when it comes to it. Most news I've heard lately about My Hero Academia is some new sketches that the creator of the series puts out. And that's it. That's the only news I've got that I've heard lately about My Hero Academia. Maybe some new pics. I know they released a new video game recently. Aside from that, that's basically been it. It's almost like no one wants to report anything new when it comes to My Hero Academia. As a matter of fact, this is a popular series. And it's been around now for a good almost 5 years. And I would think, though, with a series like this, just passed its 200 chapters late last year, I would think there'd be some more news, but barely anything. That's one thing I do criticize about My Hero Academia right now, is the fact that there's not much news out there about it. Because the only series for anime and manga wise that gets a lot of news is Boruto, One Piece, and I've heard some stuff of Seven Deadly Sins. Let me think. I think that's it. Yeah, that's the only series I can think of that anime wise that actually. Oh yeah, and also Dragon Ball Super. That gets a bunch of the Dragon Ball franchise still gets news updates frequently, but this series, almost nothing. I mean, aside from the fact that in terms of the anime, the latest thing I've heard is the fact that the release date is going to be October, which is odd because the past 3 seasons have started in April. Even I think it's a little weird. Though the only reason why they're doing that is because they wanted to spend more time developing the internship arc. Fine, whatever. But could they at least make some announcements like how far they got with the series, like how many episodes they got done? That's a possibility. I'm sure we might get an announcement soon of how many episodes that season 4 is probably going to have. It's probably going to have 24 again. I wouldn't be surprised about that. But yeah, I can probably do a special topic, a different special, or at least something else related to the anime. But in terms of manga, I mean, yeah, aside from some shocking stuff, I mean, most of the stuff lately just been minor stuff at best. I mean, it's mostly just been reactions to the series stuff. Now, as far as I could tell from the manga, I've heard the writer has got no plans in this series at all, and he still wants to keep the series going. He's from what I can tell, he's still got plenty of story to tell when it comes to the series. And plus, the series has not been around for very long. No. Unlike, let's see, something like Naruto or Bleach or One Piece. One Piece has still got a good amount of story to tell because I'm sure Oda's got planned months in advance of what he wants to do with the series. This, not much announcements are any upcoming arcs. Are we going to be big for this series? I've heard almost virtually nothing. Okay? Excuse me. Not much else to say about this chapter. I kind of wish we still had the whole backup gag feature because I thought that was quite funny. Because last one was focused on the guy who can basically make himself hard. Yeah, make himself like a shiny body. Yeah, he's the most recent one. I know Bakudo's had a minor one where he had a fight with his own mother, which I thought that was quite funny. The fact that his mother's so much like him, and the fact that his mother is basically a bully who bullied her own husband to marrying her and having a kid. And she's a very intimidating woman. Oh yeah, and she's actually taller than he is. Yeah, I would love to figure out okay, what did she see in him that basically caused her to get married to him and have a child with him? I would love to know that myself. I mean, a lot of the characters don't get much development, like outside of the minor stuff here and there. Froppy is probably the only character I can think of lately who's got a good amount of development. But yeah, so that's particularly it for this video. I don't think I'll be able to do a review of Case Closed Season 10 today, so probably see a review of that tomorrow, along with the review of the newest episode released for Dragon Ball Super, review for newest episode One Piece, along with newest chapter, and Baruto. Yep, I expect to see those reviews tomorrow, okay? Want to see you next review. Bye.